Nation fans, it's the Outlaw John Rocha. Thanks so much for clicking play on this reaction / watch along video here on the Outlaw Nation channel. You all know I've been a massive fan of Shogun since the first 2 episodes were screened for us here in San Diego, and it's been so great to see all the people week by week coming aboard the Shogun train and enjoying the show as much as I have, and really finding some new things to be inspired by within the show, and finding some love for the writing and James Clavell's original novel and all the stories, historical and otherwise, surrounding this show. So here we are at the finale. Finally, it's hard to believe it's already been 10 weeks, or 10 episodes rather, that have gone by here, and I'm excited to be diving into this one. It's called A Dream of a Dream here. So I'm going to watch it, react to it. The fine people over at Cinefanatics are going to edit this for you all, and hopefully you enjoy this one. And remember where we left at the end of the last episode with the unfortunate and shocking death, for those of us who haven't read the book, of Mariko here at the end, or at least I think it's the shocking death of Mariko. I haven't seen the finale, so I don't know if maybe she survives to give a one last word to Blackthorne, or if Blackthorne is inspired by her death. What is Toranaga going to do after hearing about this death? Who else died within there? What is Yabushige's end result going to be coming out of that explosion? What is Blackthorne's end result going to be coming out of that explosion? And how will Ishido, Lady Ochiba, and the other members of the Council of Regents deal with this stuff? And how are they going to battle it out here in Osaka? Will Crimson Sky finally come to Osaka in this battle between Toranaga and Ishido, with Lady Ochiba there by Ishido's side? So a lot of questions to be answered in this finale, and I'm very excited to be diving in. And before I do, just want to remind you all to please subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, so you won't drop in all the content we do here on the Outlaw Nation channel. And if you want to join the Patreon to support all we do here on the channel, you can head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/John Rocha. All right, that's enough of the intro. That's enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get into this finale of season 1 of Shogun. Nigel. Oh my God, is this Blackthorne as an old man? Is this like his kids?
Be quiet. I hear you. I'm only going to look.
Oh, it has to be. Percy and Nigel.
Why is it
Or is this a dream? Is he having some kind of dream?
Because grandfather used it to fight off a whole army.
Oh, grandfather. Okay. No, it's totally Blackthorne. Look at him in the old age makeup. So he's back in England, or is he in Japan? Holding Mariko's cross. Oh. Yabushige wakes him up after the explosion, huh? Oh, wow. How ironic that Yabushige, who's been playing both sides, is the one that wakes him up. Oh. Damn. I thought maybe they might give her one last word or something. Wow. Felt that one. Oof. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm gonna start crying myself. That's right, Yabushige. You're doing. My God. Listen to those tears. As I said in the previous reaction video, thank you to everybody who watched my reaction to episode 9. I love this opening theme, and I love this opening montage here that they do for every show. I know it isn't as eye-catching as maybe Game of Thrones, and the music isn't as, like, you know, rousing as Game of Thrones, or even Sopranos, which is one of my favorite intros ever. But I love the imagery here and the gorgeous shots of the things that you see through the sand, through the Zen garden and what have you, and the massive structures within the Zen garden. You know, it just puts you in the mood for the show, and that's what the great themes and the great opening montages to shows do. Yeah, and there comes right at the end, there's the pulsating beat of like dread and doom and war. I mean, FX and HULU should be so proud, and everybody involved with this show should be so proud of what they created here. I mean, bringing James Clavell's novel to life in such an interesting and fascinating way, and satisfying way. All right, so this was Megan Huang and Emily Yoshida who wrote this one, and Frederick Iotoye, who's directed some of the best episodes of the season for sure. Is that Toranaga swimming? Does he know? Has he heard the news?
Yeah.
Oh, Ishida, now you're getting called out. What's the letter say? Oh, he's taking the moral ground, high ground now. Yeah, they're all now playing politics with Ishido. No, for once, Ishido can see Toranaga's schemes. Interesting. Uchiba now on the side of the other councils, the regions. Of course, she loved her, but maybe playing her political games as well. Has Blackthorne outlived his usefulness, I wonder? I'm sure he's going to be involved in the war a bit. Oh. Oh, one of those earthquakes. That's right. It's almost religious in a way. Oh, irony. The irony that he's saying we're not peasants digging in the dirt when he came from the peasants. Wow. Wow, what are you going to do, Yabushige? Clearly feeling the guilt of a Mariko, but will it finally push him over to the Toranaga side? So he's had issues with his hearing, supposedly? Interesting. Bullshit. He was going to kill her. Wow. He's really messed up. Look at him just stumbling over there. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, wow. He is gone, man. Wow. He's all messed up. Oh, wow. What is it, like PTSD or? I don't know, but. Wow. Oh, look at that shot. That is gorgeous. Symbolic of that. So many people have had to be sacrificed for his vision. Oh, are we going to the priests now? Is that what the chanting is? For a Christian burial for Mariko? Who's taking care of him? Oh, look at him, man. He's pretty messed up, too. Oh, he didn't even get to attend her burial. Wow. Just fucking toss him out. No sympathy at all for him, huh? Although Kiyama's kind of a X factor in all of this, right? Like, where is... I mean, he's the one that fought for her to have a Christian... Or to... Wait, no. Kiyama's the one who's, like, been playing some both sides. Oh, wow.
Receiving this permission from Lord Kiyama. Where is Yabushige-sama? He is preparing the galley in Osaka Bay.
What's on the priest name had a scene? Yeah, does he harbor ill will towards Toranaga now for what he did? Does he think she did it? Oh, he did it to send her to her death. What if the priest suspected that she was preparing for her death?
Perhaps there might come a time we can set aside our differences.
Keep dreaming, priest.
Accepting anything on your word.
On this, you will just...
I do think it's a bit of a crime that we didn't see the priest more in this show. Like, I liked him and I like that actor. So I wish there had been more for him to do, more behind the scenes, more interactions with the other head priest and maybe with the captain of the ship, the black ship. I think he did excellent work for every scene he's in. I wonder what deal was made, what arrangement was made. Their love of Mariko, their shared love of Mariko, causing a bridge.
She asked the church to spare your life before she died.
Oh, wow. 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 So it wasn't some newfound appreciation for each other through their shared love of Mariko. It was because she asked for him to guarantee that he would survive out of her love for him. Pretty powerful stuff. Some of my complaints about the show this season have been that they didn't solidify this relationship strongly enough. But there are moments like this, scenes like this, where the actors have done incredible work to, shall I say, fill in the missing stuff with their emotions, the missing dialogue or interactions that would have gone a long way to solidifying the relationship and the love between them. Their performances have really kind of filled that in, which has been great to see. So far, a very quiet, chill finale. And here we have the heir with Lady Ochiba with his mom. Oh, her poem. Mariko's poem. Yeah, there's a symbolism needing to finish her poem. I love that. That's beautiful. So what happens now? They're on the ship here, Yabushige, Toranaga's ladies, and his court with Blackthorne. Wow, Yabushige wants to run. Does he not suspect that Yabushige... Oh, wow. He's really gone, man. Oh. Did they sink his ship? Oh, man. Oh, wait. No, is that just a... Or is it? No, it seems like it is his ship. Yeah, like his only way back. Wow. Ome now taking control. Asking for their swords. Or Yabushige's swords. Yeah, of course. He knew what Yabushige would do, so he knew what the end result was going to be. I was wondering where his spy... Oh my god. Oof. Lest you forget that Toranaga can be ruthless when called upon. Oh, he's there. Oh. Oh shit, here we go. What punishment is going to give Yabushige? Oh, there it is. Oh shit, is Blackthorne going to kill him? Wow. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Omi, political player. He knew Yabushige was weak. Wow. All this work to stay alive through this whole season, and is he going to ask Blackthorne to second him? Yeah. Wow. Will he do it? Will he not do it? Of course, those of you who read the book, you know what happens, but I don't know. Oh, is this Lady Fuji? Yeah. Cool. Does he end up with her? Such a sadness over this entire episode. Very reminiscent of Game of Thrones, like episode 9 being the big episode, and then 10 is like, the recovery from that episode. Oof, yikes. Like Ishido said. Oh. Interesting. Little political move by Lady Ochiba, or... Wow. Is she going to turn on Ishido? Yeah, the whole episode's like a dirge or a funeral. Or after the funeral where you're sitting around talking about the memories of someone. Wow. What does he want to see Toranaga about? Is he going to call him out? Is he going to call him to task for the decisions he's made and the lives he's cost in this pursuit of peaceful power in Japan? And this also around the same time when Yabushige is supposed to commit seppuku? Oh, he goes out to the garden. Right, the life of the gardener as well. Wow, it kind of looks like Richard Chamberlain in this moment. I'm kind of crazy maybe, but I get that sense, that connective tissue for the first time in this entire show. Oh. Yeah, I guess he's doing that just in case. Makes sense. Toranaga doesn't want any kind of X factors in the situation. Was that the assassin, the spy? Nice. Not assassin, but spy, yeah. Samurai. Are we going to get a war? I feel like we're not even gonna get a battle.
I am a Christian. It was Mariko-sama. She hated my war against the Catholics for the destruction of my ship.
Oh, right. Maybe outsmarted Toranaga a little bit.
I was the disloyal.
Oh my god.
Watakushi, shinu. Murabito, shinanai.
Wow. Wow, a twist.
Don't you understand?
Why doesn't he call him out? Oh, another earthquake? Or what is? So intense.
Watakushi anjin wa kono inochi o motte
Oh my god.
ogi itasu.
No way. No way. Oh! Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, the guy he's really based on, Blackthorne, does end up, you know, becoming in the service of the character that Lord Toranaga is based on in the historical, in the history of Japan. And does help him in wars and what have you. I'm kind of sad for Yabushi. I know he played both sides, but I loved him. Yes. What about his will? Did he write another will? One more will, or is it just this poem? Oh, there it is. Is that the will? Yeah. I think he did it without his help, too. Is he going to let him go? Yabushige. Always pushing the boundaries, Yabushige. I knew it. So of course he was involved. Of course. Of course he was involved. Toranaga. Oh, Toranaga. I guess she didn't outsmart him. Damn it. Always 2, 3, 10 steps ahead, man. In case, you know, if you want to like Toranaga, you can, but, and I do, but just always be aware, he will manipulate people for his own ends, for his own needs. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. They were, right, right. Would have meant certain, okay. They're going to come to him. Wow. Wow. Right. March straight through the gates of Osaka. Oh, now do we get the battle scenes? Okay. How much time is left? Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. God, I love the samurai outfits and armor, man. It's beautiful. Yep, of course. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. A bloodless victory. Well, unless they kill Ishido, I suppose. Good comeback for him. Wow. Wow. Yeah, he calls him out. He sees it now. my God. Without the seppuku, is he just going to cut his head off? Yabushige. Oh my God. No hesitation. Wow. A final smile between them. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Wow.
In some way, lives on forever within it.
Oh, wow. Who wants her to bury her husband and son at sea? Almost saying like it's time to let go of the old path, what you've been holding on to. It's time to move on. It's time to embrace life. Of course, it's symbolic, right? Because the death of the old regime as well, in terms of Toranaga now putting his plans in motion fully. He will be the new regime, a new world. If any of you watching, have you ever done this? Have you ever committed your loved one's ashes to the sea? Ours is, my dad's still in a mausoleum. But I think at some point we are going to set him out into the ocean. As my dad loved the ocean. The time's coming soon. Oh yeah, him letting go of Mariko. Yeah, right. Oh. Oh, that's sweet. Let your hands be the last to hold her. So then whose cross is he holding in the flashback? Or in the as the old man? Is that all in his head? Is that a dream, a vision? Kind of like Picard in Generations there, when he has those visions. Oh, they're going to raise the ship. Also symbolic, right? Raising the ship. Pulling the good thing out of the water, pulling the good thing out from beneath to bring it back and repair it. Oh, Buntaro. I forgot about Buntaro. Oh man, look, he must be super devastated.
Just keep that between you and I.
Again, two men united by the love of Mariko. Finding that extra strength through her love, through her energy, through her essence. As Toranaga said earlier. Wow, I'm so amazed at how this show became about Mariko. I mean, ANNA SAWAI deserves so much credit for bringing such an incredible performance to that role, and the writing and the directing and everything around it to make her like really be the heart of the show, and that everyone was better for having known her, having been with her, and for her having touched their lives. Just incredible stuff. Speaking good Japanese now. Look how proud Toranaga is. Just standing there, like already kind of mentally being the shogun before he is actually the shogun. Maybe thinking about all the lives that have been lost so that he could achieve this. And did he do all the right things? Some introspection. If this is the final shot, they're making it really clear how this series was about Japan. Yep, there it is. Yep. This series was about Japan and him standing there looking out on the land. It was about the land. I thought that was great. Wow. All right, let me turn it down in my headphones. Really interesting season finale. Kind of very similar, as I said earlier in this reaction, to Game of Thrones, in that final episode is always like the come down from that 9th episode and all the big things that happened in most of the seasons in that 9th episode. Everything led to the 9th episode. And then the 10th was all the ramifications, consequences, and reactions to what happened in that 9th episode. And certainly it felt that way throughout this particular episode. Very quiet episode. No big war, no big fights, nothing. Just very clear about what the goal was, what the plan was, what the sacrifices were, And of course, as I just said a couple of minutes ago, how Mariko's death hung over everything and affected everyone. And in the end, made everyone better, right? Toranaga gets what he wants, and Yabushige calling him out a little bit because Yabushige's known him so long, calling him out for, you being just like everyone else. You want what you want, and you're just able to manipulate the world better or the wind better so you can get what you want. But at the end of the day, it's about you. And Mariko helped him do that, right? Because he gave Mariko a chance for closure, so to speak, with what happened with her. And then you have... Yabushige finally not playing both sides, finally realizing the consequences of his actions there that led to the death of Lady Mariko, and even his thing with Ishido, which was that an act? Was that not an act? Then again, he did kind of lose it on the ship, so maybe it wasn't an act, but certainly he was affected by it, trauma, PTSD, what have you. Blackthorne in a completely different place mentally and emotionally as well, kind of realizing how small his war is as opposed to the overall war that is here for Japan. It's kind of... to me, it's a bit of a commentary on how we sometimes focus on the little things in our lives or get angry about the little things without focusing on the bigger picture. And look, I do it all the time. It's the hardest thing in the world. It's a thing that I was taught in therapy, to look at the bigger picture. It's not always easy to do. I certainly fall in that trap, especially when you feel like you've been personally affronted or you feel like you're right about this. Sometimes the bigger picture is the better way to go, even though it may lead to you swallowing your pride, swallowing your desire for vengeance. And we see that near the end there when he goes to Toranaga and in essence wants to give up his life to save the village because enough is enough. And he doesn't want them. And he knows that he says that he's the true enemy, even though Toranaga knows better. But Toranaga, throughout the whole thing, throughout this whole episode, slowly revealing how far ahead he was on everything. And especially that last scene with Yabushige. Powerful stuff as well. Then Buntaro at the end, of course, clearly damaged from the loss of Mariko. And of course, that final tea scene from a couple of episodes ago. So all of that permeating throughout. Lady Ochiba clearly changing her allegiance with Ishido, not only egged on by the Shogun's the Taiko's widow, but also seeing Ishido and his incompetence. And although she initially came off as a bit of a villain and is probably going to change everything, she changes her allegiance because she realizes that Toranaga is right, and Mariko's death really kind of shakes her as well to realize that. Powerful stuff. So a bloodless war happens, and in essence, what in the future months he takes over. Toranaga does. So, but the cinematography, the direction, the writing, the performances here, incredible. Some people might be underwhelmed by this finale, but we had such an explosive, and the pun intended, episode 9 that this is actually a satisfying finale for me, even though we don't see war. And it's a very Eastern finale. Dare I say that? Some people might have issues with that. Some people might agree with me, but it's a very Eastern finale in that it's about philosophy. It's about the bigger picture. It's about realizing your part in all of it. And it is about putting away the small petty stuff and understanding that there's something larger to fight for. There's something larger, a larger goal to try to achieve and attain. And sometimes, yes, your personal specific needs might not be met, but it's about achieving that overall goal so that more people are happy. Everyone is happy, or a majority of people are happy by the end. So very Eastern ending for me in that way, and we see throughout this, we've seen that throughout this series. What's been great at times has been the slow burn within the episodes leading to the big explosive stuff. This one, very much so, a more relaxed finale, and I kind of enjoyed that. And as someone who has studied Eastern philosophy, as somebody who's always been prone to love stuff from the East and Japan and other Asian countries, I thought this finale absolutely grabbed that and encompassed that, and I felt that deeply as I was watching it, And so, are there some things I can nitpick? Yes, and we'll talk about that with our spoiler review, which I think is already up by the time you see this reaction. Steve and I breaking it down. Steve's been fantastic, so look for that. If you haven't watched our spoiler review, you can watch it. It is up on the channel now, I'm sure, after you watch this reaction. So overall, fantastic series, fantastic season. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. I hope there is. There's certainly more to mine here if there's a season 2. How Blackthorne builds the fleet, how he becomes under Toranaga's service. Toranaga now, of course, saying there he knew he felt that Blackthorne's place is in Japan, so clearly, moving things around so that Blackthorne would be in his service. So what is that like, and does he ever really tell him the truth about what he did? All of that could be a part of season 2. And how does Toranaga's rule go? So there is room for a season 2. I don't think James Clavell wrote a season 2 or a follow-up or a sequel to Shogun that I know of. So maybe Steve will correct me on that in the spoiler review. But be curious to see if they do a season 2. Because we did see in Game of Thrones, once they moved off the books, it wasn't such a great season and a half of Game of Thrones in retrospect, for sure. Well, what'd you think of this series? What'd you think of this finale? Let me know down in the comments section below. Let me know all your thoughts. And both positive and negative. Just keep it civil. Keep it respectful. I always respect and appreciate you all coming in with your comments that are open for discussion, that are presented in ways that allow for intelligent discussion and discourse. So I appreciate that. So let me know down in the comment section below. Hit a like on this video, share it on your social media, and more than anything else, please subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you see when we're dropping all the content we do. And if you want to see my full reaction, which I think the Cinefanatics guys are going to hook me up with, you can watch that by being a part of the Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/John Rocha, and you can see all the multiple tiers that are there and the benefits that you get for being a part of the Patreon there at the Outlaw Nation. All right, y'all take care of yourselves. Be well. Thanks so much for joining me and Steve on this journey of Shogun, and I appreciate you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Be well, and I'll talk to you next time with another brand new reaction/watch along video here from the Outlaw Nation. Take care.